to share is that Xero, the bookkeeping software platform provider, whatever you want to call them, are changing their pricing. So the main change, the one that's really interesting, is the starter package price. So their lowest price previously had a limit of 5 invoices, 5 bills, and I think it was 20 bank transactions in a month that you could do. And they have increased the number of invoices you can send to 20. Interestingly, they haven't increased the number of bills, but that's not really a problem for most people that pay in cash, don't have a huge accounts payable, and that probably is fine. And they have removed the limit on bank transactions, which is actually really good because it brings that starter package to be actually pretty good value. And the advice I gave only a few weeks, maybe a month or so ago, about why I recommend QuickBooks, one of the main factors was pricing. Because Xero had that limit on transactions, it really just made QuickBooks a no-brainer because it was the same price but you didn't have the limit. So I will have to have another think and go back and have a look at my recommendations. Am I going to start recommending Xero? Am I still going to stick with recommending QuickBooks? And I'm not sure yet. I'll have to have another detailed look. So look out for an update on that. Yeah, I'm actually pretty interested in that because I love comparing things and I love planning out what could be best for you. So with that said, my tip of the day is actually around that bookkeeping software, or any software potentially, really is just one tool. And although you may be able to streamline that tool, there may be automations you can use, there's an aspect of getting used to using that tool, learning how best to use that tool. But it's not going to be everything you need to manage all of your finances. There's other things that you need to make sure you're covering off. So you need to make sure you're covering off profitability and pricing. Like, you can't have a business running that has no profitability. You could set pricing just by looking at what everybody else charges, but that's not necessarily going to be what you need to make in your business. It's not necessarily going to be appropriate to the quality of your products or the amount you're paying for materials, the amount you're paying for your overhead. All those things go into pricing. You know, you need to have that information. That's not necessarily going to come from a software or a tool, but you do need to have it. What else? You need to manage your cash flow, obviously. I think that's one I talk about a lot. Need to manage all the other platforms as well. So although you may, after this information, go and sign up to Xero, and they have a pretty good sale on at the moment, you still need, even if Xero connects to your PayPal, or if Wave connects to your PayPal, or if QuickBooks connects to your PayPal, you still need a way to collect and capture that information saved on PayPal. So there's so many of these aspects, and what we're going to be doing next Wednesday, and I've told you already a few times, my live training next Wednesday, 23rd of September at 2 p.m, we are going to cover off making a plan to help you manage all of those aspects of your finances in under an hour a week. And I really do believe that is possible, even for product-based businesses, even for people that sell on Etsy and they sell individual items, if you sell at markets, if you are making things, you know, tracking actually quite a lot of expenses as production costs come in, and tracking those individual sales as they go out, tracking your inventory. Like, I still think it is really possible to do all of that and your bookkeeping and your cash management in under an hour a week with a really targeted plan for your business and your requirements. And that is what we're going to develop. So I'm going to give you my hour a week plan, basics, and then what I'm going to get you to do, if you choose to anyway, is to tweak that, take down the things you need, and make your individualized plan. So I have put already the link to sign up in the description for the video, and I really do hope you will join me live. I do have a little something special for people that join live, and that comes up only at the end of the webinar live. It doesn't come on the recording. Yes, so you obviously, it's 40 minutes. I tend to keep my webinars to live trainings under 40 minutes just because we can really pay attention. I find that if they're too long, I wander off either mentally or literally, because I can't sit down and focus on that for so long, particularly if there's lots of things even for me to do. So 40 minutes, maybe a bit less, of content, time for you to ask me questions about making your specific plan, and heaps of tips as well about just generally making your bookkeeping faster, quicker, easier, hopefully, and busting some of the myths around why it has to take forever.